First, we have Look at the Stars. This is a flip and write game. We're going to flip cards, and then you're going to draw beautiful constellations, and, well, that's kind of the object of this. Like, look at these cool constellations that you will draw. So let's take a look at how it plays. In this game, each player gets a board. The boards are slightly different on them. They have different pictures, but they also have different constellations, some spots here where there's no stars, and different planets on them. So players are going to be going through 3 days. At the beginning of the game, you'll have a couple cards turned over from these different backgrounds to show you how you can get some more points or some bonus things that you can do over the course of the game. If I draw this symbol at the end of the game, I'll get 5 points. And then over 3 days, you're going to flip over 2 cards, or 6 cards each. When you draw these cards, I can connect this line and this line like that. I could also have rotated to do that if I want to. You cannot flip it or mirror it, but you'll just turn these cards over, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to do constellations. So maybe I'll do that, like that. And when you turn a card over, you don't have to do what it says. So, but if you want to do it, so I might do that one, and then that one. And so you're going to do this for 3 different days. Now, there's a couple things that might show up. There might be a shooting star, which you can draw 1, 2, or 3. You know, I can make the star. Maybe I'll make it here and go 1, 2, and that's my shooting star. Also, the sun is starting to rise. So after the first night, you can't draw below that line, and after the second night, you can't draw below that line. At the end of the game, you're going to score. Each planet's going to give you points for each constellation that's next to it. So this planet, for example, would get 2 points. Well, this is not a constellation because it's just one line. Constellations need to have at least 3 lines. And that's not even a constellation, that's a shooting star. So this constellation is 3 lines, so that gives me 3 points. This one is 1, 2, 3 lines, but if I connected here, it would be 5 lines, and I would get 5 points for that. You can only get points for each size constellation once. You get points for shooting stars, you get points for these cards if they give bonus points, and whoever has the most is the winner. Component-wise, it's nice, the cards have these nice gloss on them, and that's kind of cool. Rules-wise, it's fine, but there's always some edge cases, like, can I do all this to here? What happens if I connect these two that aren't in the rules? But the white markers, I mean, it's hard to find new white markers anyway, but that's not that big of a deal. What's a bigger deal is these are wet erase markers in here. That's insane. I mean, I guess it's, on one hand, it's nice because you can draw on the board without worrying about that you're going to rub over it. But on the other hand, you need to get a wet rag to wipe it off at the end, which is a real pain. The thing is, this game's so boring. I played it multiple times. We were trying to enjoy it. Like, I'm going to draw these constellations. You draw the constellations. The fact that you have less space each day doesn't make the game better. And you're just always trying to do the same things. You're like, we drew these. I'm going to connect these and make some constellations. I'm going to try to make that weird shape that the card shows to get some extra points. I'll surround planets. But it doesn't feel like there's a lot of oomph to it, and it's very forgettable. The main thing that keeps it from becoming super forgettable is the theme. I like the theme. I like the art. I like how the whole thing looks. But when you're done, your constellations don't look that cool anyway. So not one that I'm really going to recommend. Look at the stars. I would give this one a 5 out of 10.